Yep.
All right. Morning, everyone. James, third and final debate. All right. So today, me and my partner's claim is NASA should halt all manned space exploration and travel for the foreseeable future. So, space exploration has been a dream for millennia. From the beginning of time, man has looked up to the skies and we've wondered, what is up there? Fast forward to 1969. Buzz Aldrin and Neil Armstrong are stepping foot on the moon. It's a wonderful time for us. Fast forward another half a century. What's changed? Man, humanity, we've changed. They're not stepping foot on the moon. They're not stepping foot on Mars. But who is? Rovers, robots, orbiters. They're out there exploring for us, doing what man can't do at this time. So, a few points that I'm going to go over. First is going to be cost. Next point is humans versus robots, the cost. So, from Dan Levesque and 4 Reasons We Should Stop Sending Humans into Outer Space, from Death by Cosmos. When astronauts first stepped on the moon in the 60s and 70s, they were doing cutting-edge science. Today we have robots like Curiosity on the surface of Mars, essentially playing the role of a field geologist on another planet. While humans on Mars would be able to accomplish more rigorous science at a faster pace, Curiosity only costs $2.5 billion. Sending humans to Mars is estimated to cost in the hundreds of billions of dollars at the low end. And the added complexity of living astronauts make for a lot of excess room for failure. So like I just said, it's far cheaper for a robot to travel to space than it is for a manned exploration, i.e. $2.5 billion for Curiosity and $230 billion for the first manned expedition cost of what's out there. All right? So from Smith O'Glynn and Paul D. Sputnik on Mars for only $1.5 trillion, they broke it down of where we would need a traveling space station, roughly $130 billion. The SLS and Orion mission cost, roughly $100 billion. That ballpark cost right there is roughly $230 billion for the first trip, and second and subsequent missions would cost about $142 billion each, with the SLS and Orion cost included into it. We sent 9 Apollo crews to the moon, 6 landed. If we sent 9 crews to Mars, the total bill would be in the neighborhood of $1.5 billion. That would be 600 Curiosity missions to Mars for 9 missions to Mars for humans. Fair trade-off, right? 600 compared to 9. Moving on to dangers. I'm sure you've heard this before, but from Melanie Whiting from the 5 Hazards of Human Spaceflight. Hazards of humans: radiation, isolation and confinement, distance from Earth, lack of gravity, hostile closed environments, right? Humans are extremely fragile. They're vulnerable in space, and they're vulnerable to foreign worlds. Whereas robots, what do they need? They need nothing but energy to run. And where do they mostly get that up in space? Solar panels, same with what a lot of you may have in your house, have around it. That's where they get their energy. How do we action them to do something? They run a program. What if we need them to do something else? We send another program. With today's technology, think back 20 years ago. Think back 10 years ago. Did your phone get faster? Did your internet speeds get faster? Absolutely. They're going to get faster in 5 years. They're going to get faster in 10 years. Think of when you got in 2035 of a projected time when they would like to get to Mars. Where are we going to be at then in 16 years? We're going to be extremely faster in how we're able to do it. Right now, it could take roughly 15 minutes or around thereabouts to get transmission from Earth to Mars. In 19 years, do you think it could be almost instantaneously where we'd be able to talk to Mars? I believe so. Advantages of, third point is advantages of robots over humans. Robots are more advantageous and just as programmed today as they were a decade ago. The scientists could reprogram a robot to do something instantaneously here on Earth anywhere. Now, like I said before, a robot could be programmed in 15 minutes. In the future, hopefully instantaneously to change to do something. What's that color of dirt that we're looking at right there? Why is it different than everything else? I need to look at that. Program it in, they go and they do that, right? Of course, humans can look at that and they can action on it immediately. But robots are just as good today as a human is to do specific geology jobs as that geologist is. From Britt Daniel, PhD, Are Robots or Astronauts the Future of Space Exploration? She states that, is there a choice between human and robotic exploration? Not really. Considering the current limited range of human exploration, robotic exploration is essential to enable manned missions. For the rest of the solar system, robotic exploration is the only realistic game in town. And that's what we're after. We're looking to go out and see what's out there, right? That's what we want. Humans, though, humans bring bacteria to wherever they go. We have stuff on us at all times. Out in space, we're foreign to them. If there is life form out there, be it bacteria or whatever it may be, we're aliens to them, not them to us. So we may bring bacteria and kill them, right? But it's just some of the things they do because the humans, we get the beating of the cosmic rays, we can cause cancer from that or whatever it may be, but we're bringing foreign entities into space and we are bringing it to us, them bringing it to us. Robots are expendable, humans are not. A robot can break down, it's no big deal. We may have lost $2.5 billion, but a human, we've spent years training them, preparing them. They're the next one to train the next astronaut force to go into that. That's just a price tag that we can't put anything on. But if we do lose that human, that's a huge deal, not the robot. Humans and robots working together in harmony, that's the end game. That's what we want. That's where we want to be. But at this point, we're not there. We only have robots that can go out and do the things that they need to do versus humans that we can't do that. Our technology is not there. Thanks.